Hello, welcome back to the Safari Scripts. So today we'll discuss about new switch expression and advanced or you can say enhanced loop in Java that implements after Java 12 or Java 14. So as we already know in switch statement what we do, we have, as you can see here, we have switch keyword. In the switch keyword we provided the condition, either our parameter, either whatever we wanted to take. Like here we have take day as a 2. So case wise case we go case 1, then our required code, then break, otherwise case 2 the same thing. So this is our old approach. Okay, so that's how old switch case works. Now here you can see in the new approach it's started with same switch case, but same switch keyword, but in the case writing format is different. Now we start case 1. Instead of colon we use arrow, and here we don't require break. So uh, if you are going to take advantage of this, there's no need to break. There's a very cleaner syntax, easy to read, don't require multiple breaks, multiple it's reduce the code complexity, you can say. So this is about new. Okay, if you are, let me show you the basic difference. If you check, so here you can see here we have syntax same, but instead of colon we are using here arrow button, arrow symbol. Then break is not required here in the advanced, but required in basic switch. Code length for the basic, as you know, you need to write break every time, so it's longer. For advanced, it's shorter. And fall through possibility. So fall through means if you are not going to apply break in the basic switch, then it will print all the statements after the condition satisfy. This is fall through. We'll check this in the example as well, but this means is fall through. And in advanced switch this is not going to happen, but basic it can be happened. And Java version, as I told you, it's older versions. Basic is available for olders, but for advanced you need at least 12 plus version of Java. Now let's start with code. So here you can see this is, I have already written basic switch case where I'm trying to print all the weekdays, Sunday to Saturday, and I have provided the input as a 2. So what will happen? It could start from here and it will check case 1 is not satisfied. It will go to the case 2 and print the Monday. Let me execute this. It will take, I think, few seconds to load. So that's how we write old switch case. As you can see in the old switch case, how many lines we have? Uh, so 25 lines. Okay. So we, as output here, you can see Monday. That is as expected. Now if we check, so this is our old statement, old switch case. Now let me, I have also write it down the new switch case as well. So let me comment it out here. So the same thing what we have tried here. Let me put out here because it will give the error otherwise. Okay, now you can see the same all 7 days I have applied here with the new statement. Here you can see we are just same switch keyword, then parameter, you can say, or condition, then case 1, case 2, case 3, the same case statement that we written in the earlier, but instead of colon here we are using arrow keyword, arrow symbol, you can say. And in new we don't require break. As you can see we don't have break here, but here the old we have a break. So if we are not going to use break here, it will fall through. Fall through means if you are not using break and you are checking for day 2, so after day 2 it will execute all the statements, print all the statement like from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and invalid day as well. But this is not possible in the new uh, switch case. So let me execute this again. So let to me as same, I have provided day as 2. So if I execute again, then you will see we have a same output as Monday. Okay, if I change the day, let me change the day to 6, then I think it would be Friday. Okay, as you can see here, Friday. If I'm going to give the wrong, then it will go to by default one. Default is invalid day. So this is as you can say invalid as we have provided. Now let me discuss the fall through that I have already told you. So what is fall through? As you can see, let me comment it out this code. So that I have already told you, if I'm not going to break, I'm not going to break in the basic switch case, or you can say old switch case, then it will fall through. So here only let me put day 2. So in this case, program will execute from here because first condition is not satisfied. That's why it's skip. Then from case 2 till end, it will fall through. Tuesday, Wednesday, and invalid day. These 3 outputs should be there. Let me start and check. As you can see, Tuesday, Wednesday, and invalid day, because program is not exiting. With the help of break, program will exit from the current statement. So that's how in the basic switch statement, or you can say in the old switch statement, fall through is possible. But in the new, as you see, we are not applying any break here. It is not possible. So it's a really good and code reduce approach, easy to understand approach. I would suggest you should use new switch case. If you are using more than 12 Java version, then it would be great. So this is all about that we have talked switch, advanced switch or basic switch. Now, as we already learned about loops, so we have advanced loop as well. So basically what happened, normal loop, how we write, normal loop we just write for int I equal to 1 is I greater than is not greater than equal to 10 or I plus plus. So this is the index based. Here we are providing the indexing. Okay, I is indexing. So we know we are providing indexing here, but in the enhanced loop that we called for each loop as well, here we are not, indexing is not required. What we can do, we can write a loop with data type. Suppose you have an array list, or this works basically for the collections like array list, linked list, or any map, anything. So just this is the example of array. As you can see here, we have an array of integer type. So for this loop, if you wanted to iterate this array, you need to take a data type as the same data type as we have in the array. So int n is nothing, just a variable. You can see just a variable, and numbers. Numbers is nothing, your array name. So it will what happen? It if you're going to print this n, it will iterate in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will work like I plus plus by default. Okay, until the length of array. So it will work like this. So this is the enhanced loop. Enhanced loop, there's a few disadvantages as well. So as you can see, I have a small comparison. So as you can see here, indexing is required for basic but not required for enhanced. As I have already told you, code length basic obviously longer, because you need to write for int I equal to 0, I is greater than this and this that. So but enhanced shorter, obviously. Flexibility means if you wanted to put any logic behind the logic in the loop. Suppose you write a for loop for I equal 0, I greater than equal 10, but rather than I plus plus, you wanted to I plus 2. So this kind of thing you can perform with the basic, but that you cannot perform with the advanced. So that's why flexibility is high for with basic loop, but low for enhanced loop. Enhanced loop only works with I plus plus. You cannot perform any other logic here. Okay, readability is medium because you need to read at least everything. You need at least every line of code like condition and full statement. But enhanced loop is high because there's only one thing, as you can see here. Okay, for int n and numbers. So this is easy to readable. Like we have an array with numbers and that we are iterating in the same data type. So simple rule to use, which type of loop when we used to use. So use enhanced loop whenever you just wanted to read elements, because it just go to forward. It cannot be read. You cannot use it as a backward. Backward in sense, if you wanted to start with I equal 10 and I less than equal 0, then I minus minus. This you can do with basic, but this thing you cannot do with enhanced loop. Enhanced loop always go into forward direction, forward, not backward. So it will happen, but it will not happen here. So and use basic loop whenever you require some complex logic or complex iteration, like you wanted to print few things with I plus 2 or I percentile by 2. There's a logic behind it. So this is basic things. Okay, now let's have a quick check with example. So I have already prepared this class advanced loop, and I have declared as an array num. Now if we execute with the basic loop, we need to write int I equals 0, I less than num dot length, then I plus plus, because indexing always start with 0 with the array. If I print out this, then then you can see we have the output 1 to 10. Okay, sorry, it's taking wrong class. Let me it from here. So you can see 0 to, sorry, actually it's printing only this. We need to write like this, num I, because no, we are not taking array. We're just printing out the same thing. Let me execute again. And you can see here it's 1 to 10. So this is a basic loop. Now for advanced loop, you just write in data type any variable, then your array name, and then you don't need indexing, just print n. Okay, let me execute. Let me put a proper s out here so you can check that. Let me add basic upper and for each is lower output. Okay, let me execute this. So you can see this is the output from basic loop and this is the output from enhanced loop. Output is same. Now you see the code, 2 lines, correct. But the logic in this line you have to write. Like you need to take indexing, you need to take length of the array, you need to iterate either 1, 2, like this. But the simple in the enhanced loops is very simple. And array name, then execute. That we have already discussed the disadvantage of this. You cannot reverse this for each loop. Okay, like basic. So as if you wanted to print reverse here, then you just need to do like from num non length likewise, and then here you have to add 0 I minus minus. Like this, you cannot perform in enhanced loop. Let it be because array dot length -1, it's out of bound. Now if you execute, it will not go this error. It's yours. Now you can see we have printed from 10 to 1 here. This thing you cannot, this thing you cannot perform here in this advanced loop. So this is all about advanced loop and advanced switch. Please let me know if you have any doubt. I'll always available to clear your doubts. Thank you. Have a great day.